Damian Mckenzie, you absolute wizard. Three individual plays to secure the win for the All Blacks late in the game with 5 minutes to go. 50-22, scores a try in the corner, and then a 40-meter penalty to take it past that 7-point margin. A massive effort from Damian Mckenzie and the All Blacks over a valiant Scottish team. All Blacks discipline made it really hard for themselves. 3 separate yellow cards, 30 minutes playing a man down. And Scotland put them under a ton of pressure during this time, especially in that first quarter of the second half. A couple missed opportunities from Scotland in the first half and a few in the second half didn't help their cause at all. But what a game. Grand Slam still alive for the All Blacks. 25-17 win over Scotland, taking their match-winning streak over Scotland at Murrayfield to 20 games in a row for the All Blacks. Huge effort here. Before we get into it, guys, as you can see, not in my studio. I'm on holiday on the Gold Coast, but still getting the content out. Got it, man. I've got the goal of getting 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Jump in, hit that subscribe, help me get there, join in the conversation, share it with your mates. Let me know what your thoughts were on this game in the comments. Love to hear what you guys think. All Blacks fans, Scottish fans, let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. So we'll start with Scotland first. And man, if there was going to be a team to beat the All Blacks to break that winning streak, it was this team, right? And they 100% could have. Execution in that first half, very poor. Created opportunities for themselves, got the ball held up twice. Last pass not going to hand, or that last ruck not being cleaned, and then you flip into the second half and they come out a totally different team. If they could bottle that first 20 minutes or first 30 minutes of the second half and just sprinkled a bit of that in the first half, would have taken them a long way in winning this one, or probably could have won this one for sure, because created a ton of opportunities in that first half, but just couldn't round it out. And that's the game. That's the sport. That's the sport we love. It doesn't matter how many opportunities you create. If you're not scoring or not capitalizing on that, man, you're not going to win the game. And that's what makes it so hard for Scotland in this game. And while I wouldn't say they had the rub of the green, but they had opportunities. They played against All Blacks for 30 minutes. All Blacks were one player down. If there was ever a time to beat the All Blacks, it would have been this game. For 30 minutes, you played against a team with a man down. Tough, man. Tough for Scottish fans. Tough for the players as well. Like I said, in the first half, really struggled, but in that second half, come out absolutely firing. I do think there was a few times where Finn Russell probably kicked the ball too much. I could see kind of what he was going for, but there was a few times where I think they just needed to keep ball in hand. Ben White also kicked the ball a couple times where they had an overlap. They were getting a lot of space down the edges versus All Blacks. Just small things like that, obviously getting held up over the line. Darcy Graham going to score in the corner there, but Roygaard coming across, making a strong tackle there, so he knocked the ball out. Man, just the last little bit, and that's what makes rugby great, and that what makes it so hard to beat quality opposition is, man, they're not going to let you just score. You're going to have to work for it. You can create all the opportunities, but you still have to round it out. You still have to make that last pass, clean that last ruck, make that last tackle, and put the ball down in the corner. And just what the game needed was when Scotland came out in that second half, because they come out firing. Yes, it helped them, obviously, that All Blacks were a man down during this time, and then a second man down during this time. But Scotland come out, and then they take that lack of execution in the first half, obviously worked on it or spoke about it during halftime, and in the second half, they come out and nail those last bits. They get the maul. I think it was a maul try for Ashman. He goes over to score, and then Ardie Savea gets yellow carded there for collapsing the maul. Then they come out, bang, bang. Kyle Steyn scores in the corner. And just again, that turnaround from first half where they couldn't execute anything, and then the second half, they were just 10 out of 10 with their execution, especially in that first 20, 30 minutes of the second half. They go from 17-0 at halftime to 10 minutes into the second half. It's all of a sudden 14-17. It's a whole different ball game. Scotland are up, momentum is up, the fans are into it, the fans are singing, and that's what you want. That's what you wanted. That's what this game needed. And then it is 20 minutes to go. Finn Russell gets a penalty. It's 17-all. It's what a game. You're in it. This is, as a neutral fan, this is outstanding. This is why you love rugby. 17-0 to All Blacks, and then with 20 minutes to go, 17-all. And you're thinking, this is it. But that was all she wrote for Scotland. They couldn't hold on the back end of the game. It took brilliance from Damian Mckenzie to win it for the All Blacks. Oh, man. Dempsey was probably my man of the match for Scotland. Scottish fans, what did you guys think of Scotland's performance? Over to the All Blacks. Oh, man. You give it to DMac. You got to give DMac his flowers. You got to give him his flowers. But it also shows how important he is in the back end of games. The 50-22, that score right in the corner. To throw Blake, like, I think Justin Marshall said it, defies physics. In the end, all the momentum coming over to him, throws Blaking on into row F, turns around, scores in the corner. Headband on, he looks like Rambo. He looks like Rocky Balboa in the 5th round. Damian Mckenzie, take a bow, son. Holy, and then kicks the penalty, the 40-meter penalty, to take it past that 7-point region with like 2 minutes to go. Hats off to Damian Mckenzie. Like, you want to reward the guy with starting him, but you also want to hold him for that last 20 minutes because he shows how important he is in that last 20 minutes or last 10 minutes, because he won the game here for the All Blacks, for sure. An individual performance that'll go down in history. Has to be, because the All Blacks were up against it, especially that last 20 minutes. Scotland had all the momentum. They were coming, they had all the ball, all the momentum. The calls seemed to be going their way. Not that the ref made any blunders, but the calls were going their way. All Blacks had 30 minutes. They were playing a man down. Damian steps up, 50-22. They keep applying the pressure. They get the ball in the corner, throws Blair King on off, scores, misses that kick, but then kicks a penalty 2 minutes later, just to nail it in the coffin, to sink it for the All Blacks. Outstanding. Outstanding. Got to touch on All Blacks discipline. Again, a massive issue for the All Blacks. You can't play 30 minutes a man down. It's almost impossible. They did really well to scrape this one back, but over the past 2 or 3 years, discipline has always been an issue for this All Black squad, and it showed again in this game. Just small little Leroy Carter trip where he didn't have to. Yes, it's a natural thing to do, but you can't be doing that. Satiti with the intercept that was clearly, he was in no position to catch the ball there. You either commit fully to it or just make the tackle. You know what I mean? He was in no position to score that or to catch that there. Artie Savier's deliberate pull down at a maul, like, that was tough because Scotland scored the try there. So, like, did he really intervene much there? Because they did still end up scoring, but it's a professional foul. So, man, discipline for the All Blacks could cost. And you come up against England next week at Twickenham, where England are on a roll at the moment, and you don't want to be playing a man down. You don't want to be playing a man down. Loved their blindside attack. We're finding lots of space out there with the wraps behind the back, the guys running short and then players running behind them, finding a lot of space there early on. And then later, Wallace Satiti went down just before halftime, went down the blindside, little dummy drawn pass inside to Will Jordan. Fantastic, showing the All Blacks can play down the blindside, and when they do orchestrate it with the lovely, just little bits of block plays where guys are running short, there's players out behind them. they can create space for people out wide. Did love the little play early on from Josh Lord, seeing the space there, picking it up, going through the middle, drawn pass, try assist for Cam Roygod, who goes over untouched. That was good as well. I thought Fabian Holland stood up massively in this game. The locking department depleted for the All Blacks. He just nailed his basics. Couple of line-out steals as well, and just bossed the line-outs. He was really good. Then, yeah, a lot of people talking about the back row being too small, but how effective were they in this game? Yes, two of them got yellow cards, but man, with ball in hand, really strong, getting over that advantage line, try assists, then defensively strong as well, making dominant tackles. At ruck time, so effective at ruck time, getting in there, making crucial turnovers. Peter Lakai, at one point in the game, made a vital turnover, really good in that regard. And they were a proper handful for Scotland in this game. Unfortunate for Caleb Clark to go off injured. I thought he was playing really, really good. All Blacks just seem to have, in every game, they have this 10, 20-minute slump where they lose momentum, they barely see the ball, they're slipping off tackles, they're giving away cheap penalties. And while, yes, they were playing a man down, but that's no one else's fault. That's the All Blacks' fault. And during games, they then leak points in those 10, 20 minutes. And they really struggle to just keep a hold of the game. And that's where Razor said it for the longest time. They just want an 80-minute performance. And they struggled in this game to get that. Yes, playing a man down did not help them. But that's something that the All Blacks definitely need to work on, is noticing when they're in those slumps and then really standing up for each other there and working hard to not leak too many points and to try and gain momentum back, or try and at least gain possession back and hold on to that possession. Would say pushing shit uphill for the All Blacks, because 30 minutes in the game, you're playing a man down, tough. And I'm just going to finish it off with excellence from Damian Mckenzie. That was sensational. I think I've spoke about it enough, but I'm going to speak about it again. Just match-winning moments, yeah. The 50-22 kick, the try in the corner where he's thrown Blair King on into touch, shifts around, scores it, and then the 40-meter penalty to take it past 7 points. Damian Mckenzie, a man of the match performance for me, for the All Blacks. Outstanding. Outstanding. And I said my bit on, you want to reward him with giving him a start, but then he just shows time and time again how important he is in the back end of games where All Blacks need that extra spark, that extra energy. Damian Mckenzie is your man. I don't know. All Blacks fans, what do you guys think? Would you start Damian Mckenzie off the back of these performances? He was great versus Ireland when he came on last week. Wins the game for All Blacks versus Scotland this week. Have your guys say, what do you guys think? Would you start him? Or do you need him? Is he that important in the back end of games where you keep him on the bench to bring him on later in the game? All Blacks keep the Grand Slam alive. All Blacks fans, what do you guys think of the game? Scottish fans, what did you guys think of the game? Who was your man of the match? I'm going DMac. Sensational bit of play at the back end of that game. How good. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.